Hello friends, my name is Miss Kelly. I'm from the Highland Park Public Library and welcome to Library in Your Living Room. Today we are going to make some Pokemon bookmarks together and I'm really excited about it. These are pretty cool. So to do that, you're just going to need some paper, some scissors, some markers or crayons or colored pencils, anything you like to color with, you can use that, and some glue or tape. So I have some examples what they're gonna look like. First, we're gonna make a Pikachu bookmark, super cute. Then we're going to do Jigglypuff, a little harder, but equally as cute. And last, we're going to make a Charmander. I love Charmander. Okay, so I'll be using some colored construction paper. You can use that if you have it. If not, you can just use regular paper and color it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is cut your paper into a square. If you have square origami paper, that's great, use that. I do not. So I'm gonna start with some yellow because we're gonna do Pikachu first, and I will make this into a square. So I'll show you how to do that. Tip you down so you can see. Okay, so to make a rectangle piece of paper into a square, you take one corner and fold it all the way down so that this edge meets. So that I've done that. I'm gonna tip you up so you can see. So that's what I've done. So that meets, and then this is the extra part that you're gonna cut off. So we're gonna cut that off right now. All right. And as you can see, we now have a perfect square. So now what we're gonna do is actually fold it back into a triangle. So crease it like that. And then point you down again. Now what we're going to do, actually I'll turn it this way so you can see. We're gonna take one of our bottom corners and flip it up so that it meets this edge. And we're gonna crease it. And we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're gonna take the bottom corner, fold it up, oops, fold it up, crease it. You want it so that this edge meets, and crease it. So now you got a little diamond shape like that. But we're actually gonna just unfold it again. And so we're gonna have something that looks like this. Now you wanna take this top corner and fold it down just so you have two up here. You just want the first one. You're gonna take this top corner and fold it down so that the tip meets the bottom like that. So crease and show you what I did. So we just took the first little point up here and folded it down so that it looks like this. And now what we're going to do is take our one of our bottom corners, fold it up, and we're going to actually fold it inside of that little flap that we just made. So it's gonna look like that because we've folded it and then tucked it in there. So we'll do the same thing with this side. And fold it up and then tuck it in. A little hard to do facing away from myself, so bear with me. But we're gonna crease it and it's gonna look like this way. It's the right way. All right, so this is our basic bookmark shape. All of them are gonna start like this. So for Pikachu, we're going to use that extra paper that we cut off and we're gonna make some ears. All right, so I'll fold you down again. How I like to do it is I like to fold a piece of paper in half and then draw one ear on it and cut it out, and then you have two ears so that they're both the same size. So I'm gonna grab a pencil and let's see, I kind of like to eyeball it. I like to draw 3 points. So one for the tip of his ear and two for the bottom. And it's better to make it too big because you can always cut it off later and make it smaller. It's kind of harder to fix if you make it too small. So I got these 3 dots and I'm going to connect them so that they look like Pikachu's ears. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, and it can definitely be too big because you can fix that later. So I'll bring that down. And you see, I've got an ear that looks kind of like Pikachu's ear. So I'm going to cut that out, and since my paper's folded, I'm going to end up with 2 ears. So let's do that. Oops. And cut. Okay. Awesome, so we've got our 2 Pikachu ears. And let's go ahead and glue those on. If you have glue, that's great, use glue. I don't. I'm gonna be using some regular Scotch tape. So I'm just gonna take some tape. I like to make Pikachu's ears so that they're a little bit crooked. I think it's kind of cute. So how I'm gonna do it, bend you up for this. Okay, so one of Pikachu's ears is gonna go, I think, right here, like that. And then I'm gonna get some tape for the other ear. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. It's a little difficult when you don't have a camera just facing down, but we'll get through it. Okay, so I like to make his ears a little bit crooked. I like to make this one kind of go down because it's just kind of cuter. All right, so there's Pikachu. And now we're gonna grab a black marker and a red marker, or crayons, or anything you'd like to color with. So, for Pikachu's eyes, I found that a nickel is a really helpful way to determine how big his eyes should be. And oh yeah, to the people asking, I'm going to be posting this video later, so if you need help with something and you need to go back and see how something was done, you can definitely do that later. Okay, so we're gonna use nickels to outline Pikachu's eyes. So I'm gonna tip you down again, and I'm gonna use a pencil to outline Pikachu's eyes with a nickel. So I'm gonna put one right there, draw a nice little circle. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Make it as even as I can. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and take my black marker. Something that really makes Pikachu look like Pikachu is the 2 little bits of white that he has in his eyes. So I'm gonna outline those first. I'm just gonna draw 2 little black circles, 2 outline circles, so you can see, looks like that. And then I'm gonna outline his eyes and color it in black, except for that little circle that I've made. I'm gonna leave that white, or yellow, I guess, in this case. So outlined his eyes, and now I'm just gonna color them in, but not that little circle. I used to be so in love with Pikachu when I was little. He was just the cutest thing. Okay, so there's one. See how I left that little circle? I'm gonna do the other one. Almost done. Da, 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 da. Okay, now we've got Pikachu's eyes. And I think now I'm gonna go ahead and do the details on his ears. Pikachu has these 2 little black points on the top of his ears. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw those right now. They kind of go at an angle, so I'll draw them and then I'll show you how I did it. So you can kind of see they go at a little bit of an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and color those in black. Careful not to draw on your table like I just did. I should probably put this under. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, other side. All right, so that's what it's gonna look like. Whoop. So interesting. All right, this is what he's gonna look like so far. And now we're going to do the details of his face and his big red cheeks. So I'm gonna tip it down so that he's facing you. And Pikachu has a little triangle nose that I'm gonna go ahead and put right here. It's pretty little, and I'm gonna color that in black. Okay. And his smile, he's got these two little U shapes, I guess you could call them. So we're gonna go 1, whoop, and 2, whoop, like that. He's so cute. Okay. Now the last thing we need to do is his cheeks. He has these red cheeks. So I'm gonna just go ahead and draw some red circles for his cheeks. 1. And there is the other. The same size. Yeah, good enough. Okay, so there's our first bookmark, all done. We have made a Pikachu bookmark, and I think it's very cute if I do say so myself. Okay, so now let's move on and make our Jigglypuff. So like I said, the basic shape for these bookmarks, it's all the same. So to save some time, I already cut out into squares a piece of pink paper, and I've folded it into our bookmark shape. So we're just gonna work on the details for Jigglypuff. First, I'm gonna make some ears, and I've got some extra pink paper that I cut off of this. I'm gonna make his ears with that. Down, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with Pikachu, where I'm gonna fold the paper in half and cut 2 out at the same time so that they're the same size. So Jigglypuff's ears, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do a dot at the top and then 2 dots where I think they should end at the bottom. And I'm gonna make my shape like that. And again, better to make them too big than too small. So I'm gonna connect the dots and show you what they look like. I think that should be, well, you know what? Let's make it even bigger just in case, because we can always fix it. Okay. All right, so if you see, I made 2 triangles. The outer one is what I'm going to cut out. And if it's too big, we can just trim it. But that's kind of the general shape of Jigglypuff's ears. So I'm gonna cut that out. There's Kitty on my table. Get off, Kitty. We have a new kitten, and she's running around causing some mischief right now, so I apologize if she interrupts anything. She's real cute, though. Okay, so, so I've got these 2 ears, and they're about that size. And Jigglypuff has purple on the inside of her ears. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a purple marker. Got one right here. And I'm going to color the inside of her ears. Flip the camera down. All right, color in her ears. Do you all have a favorite Pokemon? I used to really love Pikachu more than anything. But my favorite Pokemon now is Gyarados, actually. It's very mean looking, but I think he probably has a heart of gold. And he's so cool looking, you know. I tend to really like the water Pokemon best. I actually went as, so first, that's what I've made the ear look like. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other ear. So last Halloween, I actually went as Magikarp for Halloween. And I love Magikarp. He's kind of useless, but he turns into Gyarados. So he's not that useless, is he? Maybe one day I'll come back and make a Magikarp bookmark. La, 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 la. Almost done. Okay. So I've got my 2 Jigglypuff ears, and we're gonna connect those. We'll take those on in just a minute. Now I'm gonna make her eyes first. And I found that a 1/4 is a good size for Jigglypuff's eyes. So I'm gonna take some scrap white paper and draw, I'll just outline 2 quarters. Maybe even, they might even, well, you know what? Let's make them a little bigger, because this Jigglypuff that I made, it's a little bit smaller than what this one's gonna be, you can see. So I'm gonna make the eyes just a little bit bigger. How about I'm gonna draw the 1/4, but then I'll just cut it a little bigger. All right, so there's my 2 circles, and I'm gonna cut just a little bit bigger than what I drew here, if that isn't too confusing. Right. One. Got 2. All right. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and color Jigglypuff's eyes right now. So she has kind of greenish blue eyes. This is the closest marker I have to that color. So, whoops, I'm gonna use actually my black one first to draw the outline. Jigglypuff's eyes are basically just big circles that sort of go closer to one side of her eye than the other side. And like Pikachu, we're going to draw that little space that we're not going to color. So it really gives Pokemon more character. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and use this green-blue marker to color in this part of Jigglypuff's eyes. Okay. Okay, whoops. All right, so now we've got 2 Jigglypuff eyes. They look pretty crazy like that, don't they? Okay. So where's my cat? There it is. So we have those. Let's go ahead and make, the hardest part is her little curl here that she's got going on in the front of her head. So I'm gonna show you how I draw that. Kind of looks like a kidney bean or something. Move our eyes out of the way, save those for later. All right, let's grab our extra pink paper. I'm gonna grab a pencil and show you how I drew her little hair curl. Okay, so basically, oh, and again, if you draw it too big, that's better than too small. So I'm gonna draw mine pretty big and then I'll trim it later if I need to. So I'm gonna start like that. Big round. She's got great hair. Sort of like a circle, but not really, more like a bean. Okay, so I've got that kind of shape going on. And then she's got this little curl that starts there, and I'll kind of connect that. So that's what I got this time. It kind of comes out different every time. I'm gonna outline it with my black marker, and then we'll cut it out. Okay. Scissors, where'd they go? Here they are. All right, cut this out. Hopefully this one looks good. If it looks bad, we can go ahead and just make another one. Sometimes you don't get it on the first try, and that's okay. And this is the hardest part by far, so the rest should be a piece of cake. All right, so that's what I got for her little curl. Okay, and while we've got this here, I'm gonna go ahead and make her feet and her hands. So I'll grab my pencil, and again, kind of eyeball it. The feet are a lot easier. I just kind of draw these bean shapes, just like that. And, well, fold it down. And cut that out, and then we'll have two, and they'll be the same size. All right, so now we have two little Jigglypuff feet. And with this one, I only made one of her hands because her other hand I kind of just drew on like that. So I'm just gonna make one hand, and it looks kind of just like this little pointy thing. I'll draw it and cut it out. I got a pink paper, it'll be okay. This is the last thing we have to make for her. All right, again, too big is better than too small. So I'm gonna make it kind of big, and get it so it looks like that. And I will cut it out now. And then we'll put our Jigglypuff together. All right. Whew. So we are going to grab our shape. Oh, here's what my finished Jigglypuff looks like for the person who wanted to see it. Yep. And I'll show it again at the end. So right now, we're gonna return to our basic shape here. And Jigglypuff's a circle, so we're going to make her a little bit more circular. The trick is we don't want to cut all of this part. We can trim it, but we want to leave some of it there so that the bookmark stays together. All right, so I'm going to, well, I'll do it first and then I'll show you what I did. It's kind of easier to explain that way. Just gonna make her more round. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle at all. Thank goodness, because I don't think I could make a perfect circle. All right. Head a little rounder. And okay, so here's what I did. Not perfect, but it'll work. And as you see, I left a little bit there. I did not cut that because otherwise it would fall apart. So now we're going to assemble our Jigglypuff. So I'll tip you down. And again, if you have glue, that's amazing. I don't have glue right now, so I'm gonna use some tape. So let's go ahead and lay her out and see if we got her right. So I'm gonna put one of her ears there, one of her ears there. Sorry, I can't. Hopefully you can see okay. So there's that, and then her little, oh, I think we did a good job. I think that looks all right. Perfect. And her eyes. Oh, I think she's gonna look so cute. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start taping. So I'm gonna tape her ears on first. Or, you know, glue if you have glue. If any of you watched my twirligig video, know that my glue was probably over a decade old and the bottle just cracked. And so I had glue everywhere. That was fun. No, it wasn't. That's okay. All right, so I've got my ears, gonna tape them on like that, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, and then we're gonna put her little, this is gonna look so nice. Okay, we're gonna put her little curl on right there, tape that on. Make sure I do it right, and then I'll show you. Yes, perfect, okay. So she's gonna look like that. Awesome. Now I'm gonna do her big ol' eyeballs. One, and get tape on the back of the other one. All right, and let's try and place them right. Ooh, I'm gonna tuck this under her little hair coif, I think. So an eye there and an eye there. Aw, she's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna put her feet on now. I got those over here, and her hand. Tape, tape. All right, stick her feet on. And then we're done with all the extra parts, finally. Jigglypuff is definitely the hardest one because there's just so many extra little bits you have to make for her. And again, it also doesn't have to be this detailed. You can make an easier version if you want to. I'm gonna put her arm over here. All right, stick that on. Cool, now we only have drawing to do. So with Jigglypuff, I'm gonna hold up my other one. Her mouth kind of looks like that. So first I'm gonna draw just a little dip right here for the top of her mouth. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it. There's what I did. I'm gonna draw her little tongue in there too. She looks like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw her other arm right there. So let's say that, like that. Yeah, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna grab my black marker, color in her arm. You can erase that later. And let's outline her smile. Ooh, it's coming together. Oh, I'm gonna draw her tongue too. And then I'm just gonna color the inside of her mouth. Red. I'm gonna grab our red marker. Okay, lovely. So we've made our Jigglypuff bookmark. This one's so cute. I love this one. Wow, lovely. Okay. So yeah, it should look something like this when you're done. And again, you can change any of the details. You can make it less complicated. You can even make it more complicated if you like. So the last one we're going to make, whoa, where'd it go? Last one we're going to make is our Charmander. So that's what he's gonna look like. And I'm going to, all right, to save time, I've already folded this one into the basic bookmark shape, my orange construction paper. So like Jigglypuff, Charmander is a little rounder. So I'm gonna just kind of trim the edges, or I'm gonna trim this part and then this part, but we're gonna leave some of that intact so it doesn't fall apart. So do that right now. Go, make his head a little rounder. He's so cute. I remember when Pokemon Go came out. That was nuts, wasn't it? Okay, so to save time, I'm going to use the features that I've made for this one on this one. So for his eyes, I'm just going to hold it up so you can see what I did. I made kind of a triangle shape, more of a rounder triangle, and then a line here and a line there. The black part of his eyes kind of look like teardrops. They're like a teardrop shape. And then I used the same color for Charmander's eyes as I used for Jigglypuff's eyes. They both got that kind of blue-green going on. So, oh, and then I just used some of the extra Pikachu paper to make his yellow belly. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these features, and then I'll show you how I drew the rest of the face. When Pokemon Go came out, I was working in a coffee shop, and my coworker, our coffee shop would be so busy, there would be lines out the door all the time. And my coworker one time just ran out of the coffee shop, and we were like, where did he go? We need him here. And he came back about 20 minutes later, and he said, I had to go and catch that Charizard that was outside. I couldn't just let it get away. And my bosses weren't even mad because everyone understood the importance of catching a Charizard. Okay, his belly on really quick, and then we're ready for the rest of his features. All right, so he's gonna look like that. And it's the little details that really make it. So I'm gonna turn you down here and show you how I do his little details. So Charmander has these little black parts right here above his eye, kind of short. There's one on that side and one there. And he has two little slits for a nose. So we're gonna go to where the middle is here and use that as a guide. Do that, kind of like that. Then we're gonna make his mouth. He has sort of like a frown smile going on. So let's see if I can get this to look right. Kinda, Yeah, I think that works. Okay. All right, so there we go. Awesome. We have made a cute Pikachu bookmark, a super cute Jigglypuff bookmark, and our Charmander. What a trio. Okay, I'm gonna show you how they work in a book as well. So you're reading a book and you're like, I can't finish it. I need to mark my spot. Let's grab my Charmander bookmark. And we're gonna put him right on the corner of the page like that. So we'll try it with our Pikachu bookmark. Oh my goodness. How cute is that? So cute. And we'll try our Jigglypuff. of them work. Awesome. And you know, you can make a lot of different things with that basic shape of the bookmark. You can make characters, you can make any other kind of Pokemon probably, any other characters that you're into from books or TV shows. There's really endless possibilities with these little bookmarks you can make. So thank you so much for joining me in making some Pokemon bookmarks. I hope that you had fun. I had a lot of fun making these. I'm excited to use them. And yeah, be sure to check out hplibrary.org to see more of our upcoming virtual events. And I'll see you next time, friends. Have a lovely afternoon.